Hello, YouTube. I want to talk about the 12 tribes of Israel, all Jacob kids. The 12 tribes of Israel. Jacob got renamed from an angel. He renamed them Israel. Read a chapter about the Esau and Jacob story, or basically the Jacob story, and you'll know that Jacob was renamed Israel when he got to Egypt. Crazy, ain't it? Um, His first child, Reuben, with the 12 tribes, 12 children. Go figure. It's Reuben. The first child, see a son, where his symbol is water, or a mandrake plant. Genesis chapter 30, verse 14. A stone and color turquoise or emerald. Greenish/blue. Family, first son of Jacob, born to Lilith. Lilith is his first wife. Actually, the older sister of his love. His loved one. He loved Rebecca. That's Rebecca's older sister. Let's see if I'm getting this right. Yep. Actually, it's not Rebecca. It's Rachel. He married Rachel. Rachel was his love. Where I got Rebecca from. Rebecca is his mama. That's why. Rachel is his love. Rebecca is mama. Sorry. The tribe settled aside the promised land, east of the Jordan River, in rich pasture land suitable for a large herd and flocks, included Mount Nebo, from which Moses viewed as the promised land. Jacob's blessing. Jacob called his firstborn my might, the first sign of my strength, excelling in honor, excelling in power. But Reuben had relations with Belial, Rachel's handman. So Jacob rebuked him, saying that was on Genesis chapter 35, verse 22. So Jacob rebuked him, saying that he is unstable as water, and he will no longer excel. This is Genesis chapter 49, verse 3 to 4 in the NKJV Bible. If you don't know about the Bible, look at my other view Bible translations. Moses' blessing. Let Reuben live and not die, nor his people be few. That Dateria, chapter 3, verse 6. Notable. Reuben intervened on behalf of Joseph to save him from being killed by his brothers. Nevertheless, when Reuben returned, he discovered that his brothers had sold Joseph to slave traders. This is Genesis chapter 7. They don't give a verse. I can't name a verse. The tribe of Reuben kept their word by helping the other tribes conquer the promised land, though they themselves settled outside the land. That's Numbers chapter 32. Joshua chapter 1, 12 through 18 verse. Yet at other times they seemed indecisive and failed to assist in battle. That's Judges chapter 5, verses 15 to 17. Now we're going to his second son. Jacob's second son is Simon, and his meaning is hearing God his word. Gate, like a gate of a sword. Stone cutter, sapphire blue. Family, second son of Jacob, born to Lilith. Enclave, the land of Judah. Or location, they enclave the land of Judah, likely to scatter settlements in Judah. Include Beersheba. I had to sound the word out before I started reading because that was Beersheba. Jacob's blessing. Along with his brother Levi, Simon attacked the people of the city of Shechem to avenge the assault of his sister Dinah. Genesis chapter 34, verses 24 through 31. Jacob rebuked Levi and Simon, saying, their swords are weapons of violence. Let me not enter their council, for they have killed men in their anger. I will scatter them and Jacob and dispersed them in Israel. Genesis chapter 49, 5 through 7, verses 5 through 7. Moses' blessings. Moses did not mention the tribe of Simon. Dang! Notable. When Jacob's sons went to Egypt to buy food during a famine, Joseph imprisoned Simon as a guarantee that Benjamin, their youngest brother, would be brought to Joseph. That's Genesis verses 21 to 42. Genesis chapter 42 and 43. That's chapter 42 and 43. The tribe was known for being shepherds, often merging in search of pasture lands for their flocks, possibly a fulfillment of Jacob's prophecy that Simon will be scattered and dispersed. That's Chronicles 1 Corinthians, chapter 4, 24 through 43. Then we go to Levi, which is Jacob's third son. His meaning is attached. Leah believed that having given birth to another son, Jacob will become attached to her. Oh man, that's sad. Breastplate of the high priest, stone, not represented in the breastplate, often associated with the tabernacle colors, gold, purple, blue, or red. The location of the Levi people was Joshua gave them 48 towns throughout the Promised Land, in which to live and serve as ministers of the law among the tribes. Jacob's blessing. Among with his brother Simon, Levi attacked the people of the city to avenge Shechem, to avenge the assault of his sister Dinah. That's Genesis chapter 4, verses 24 through 31. Jacob rebuked them for the attack. Genesis 49, 5 through 7. Moses' blessings. Bless with his skill, Lord, and be pleased with the work of his hands. That's dementia, whatever that D word is. Chapter 33, verses 11. The priests were chosen from the tribe of Levi. The Levites, who were not chosen to be priests, however, still practiced the caretaker of the tabernacle. That's Numbers chapter 3 and verses 5 through 10. Once a year, on the day of anointment, the high priest wore the breastplate for the precious stones and entered the holy place, the most holy place of the tabernacle. He sprinkled to sacrifice animals' blood on the mercy seat of the ark of the covenant to atone for the people's sin. It's Leviticus chapter 16. The Levites sided with the southern king of Judah and migrated to Jerusalem after the northern kingdom engaged in idol worship and rejected Levites as priests. 2 Corinthians chapter 11, verses 3 and 13 through 17. When the Jews returned in the land after exile, Ezra, that's a short word and I can't read it, had to send a special delegation to persuade some of the Levites to return. Oh, that's a book too. Ezra chapter 8, 15 to 36. Moses, Aaron, the first high priest, Maran, Ezra, Ezekiel, John the Baptist, and Barnabas were from the tribe of Levi. Okay, the tribe of Levi was from Aaron. That's Moses, Aaron's sister. Okay, that's Ezekiel. Okay, but John the Baptist. See, the tribe of Judah is from with Jesus, I believe. John the Baptist from Levi, and they cousins. I guess I'm wrong. I might be wrong. I might be wrong. Judah, praise, lion. His stone cutter is ruby or red. He's the fourth son of Jacob, born to Leah, in generosity in the Gospel of Matthew shows how Jesus was the descendant of Judah. See, through the royal lineage of King David. King David and Solomon and Judah has some powerful sperm. Jesus was born in Bethlehem of the Mecca prophesies. His location was very allotment of the land, included Jerusalem, Bethlehem, Hebron, and Gaza. Jacob's blessing. You a lion's club, Judah. You return from the prey, my son. Like a lion, he crouches and lies down. Like a lioness who dares to rouse him. The scepter will not depart from Judah. Now, nor the ruler's staff from between his feet, until he to whom it belongs shall come, and the obedience of the nations shall be his. It's Genesis 49, chapter 49, 9, verses 9 to 10. Moses' blessing. Hail, Lord, the cry of Judah. Bring him to his people. With his own hands, he defends his cause. Oh, be his help against his foes. This Demetria, man, I talk to my uncle about these chapters, man, so he give me a better understanding so I can read this stuff. Chapter 33, verse 7. This notable. Judah convinced his brother to spare Joseph's life and sell him to slave traders for the profit instead of kill him. This is Genesis chapter 37. Later, Judah unknowingly had relations with his daughter-in-law, Tamar. When it was revealed, he confessed his wrongdoing. Genesis chapter 38. The tribe of Judah led the other tribes on their march toward the promised land. The tribe camped on the east of the tabernacle, the only side with an interest. Numbers chapter 2. Leaders like Sadok, Caleb, David, and Zobadab, whatever, were from the tribe of Judah, as they prophets like Amos, Micah, Isaiah, and Zebediah. Man, these words, man. These extra words with these extra letters. Dan. You don't hear nothing much about Dan, really. Dan, judge. Symbol, snake. Scale, justice. Man, that's sad. Stone, size, cutter. Topaz, cutter, unknown, possibly like green. The fifth son of Jacob, born to Rachel's handmaiden, Belial. Dan, small portion of land, location. Small portion of the land that includes Joppa. The tribe, however, failed to conquer the Philistines in the land and migrated to the northernmost part of Canaan. Judges 18, chapter 18. Jacob's blessing. Then will provide justice for his people. Then will be a snake by the roadside. Okay. Genesis chapter, I don't know what's up that blessing from Jacob. All right, there, look, man, you gotta kind of change that. I ain't gonna be no snake now. You gave everybody else lions and water, and you gave people buildings and stuff like that. And but you gave even Levi. I take a blessed plate. You gave me a snake. No, I don't know about the snake. That's Genesis chapter 49, verses 16 to 17. Moses' blessing. Then it's a lion cub. Bringing out the Besham, that D word. I'm not going to keep saying this. 33 to 24. 33 to 22. Notable, the tribe of Dan is reprimanded in the song of Deborah for not joining the battle. Yeah, you snakes. They didn't join the battle. I don't know what battle it is, but we're going to read that together. Judges chapter 5, verses 17. Samson is from this tribe. Oh, okay. Judges chapter 13, 2, and 24. King Jeroboam built up pagan wall temple in Dan. 1 Kings chapter 12 and verse 29. Amos includes Dan in the list of the idolaters. That's right here, Snake. He betrayed God and started worshiping the idol. Amos, where the tribe of Dan. Chapter 18, verse 14. And that patella, my struggle. That's meaning my struggle. That's fucked up. Sybil, deer, stone cutter, jasper, reddish brown. The sixth son of Jacob born to Rachel's handmaiden. Beel Jaha. I don't know what that word is. Location, hill country of Galilee. Jacob's blessing. Atala, oh man, that's a weird name. I can't say it. It's the doe let loose. He bears beautiful forms, or gives beautiful words. Genesis 49, chapter 49, verse 21. Moses' blessing. Now, Batilla is full of blessings. That D word again, chapter 33, verses 23. Notable, in the Song of the Poor, the tribe is praised for its courage. Judges chapter 5, verse 18. Barak, I'm going to call him Barak. Barak was this is not just want to call him, but I can't say the words, so I'm just call him Barak. Was from the Poda, we're gonna say the 600 Jacob. Chapter Judges, chapter 4, verse 6. The tribe assisted Gideon in battle. Judges, chapter 7, verse 23. They volunteered fighting men to support David against King Saul. Oh well, that's accurate for Jacob's son. They get in the struggle. They assist Gideon in the battle. They volunteer fighting men with David. They get in the struggle. They get in the struggle. And they always on the right side somehow. Gideon was a warrior. They always on the right side somehow. But depend on them. Hey, look, man, y'all come with me. All right, they say no, you're not on the right side. 1 Corinthians chapter 12. Jesus began his ministry in Galilee, fulfilling Isaiah's prophecy. Okay. Matthew chapter 4, 13 to 22. Isaiah 9, and that's verses 1 to 2. Then we go to God, good fortune, or a warrior. Or this dude fighting some shit. Simple tents, like a battlefield camp. Stone or cutter. Emerald or diamond, possibly a stone with a little cutter. The seventh son of Jacob, born to the little of hand. He was messing around all the handmaiden. Zappar, fertile land outside the promised land, along the Jordan River. Numbers 32. Jacob's blessing. Gad will be attacked by a band of raiders, and he will attack them with their heels. That's a hell of a blessing. Genesis 49, chapter verses 19. Moses' blessing. God is commended for carrying out the Lord's righteousness will and his judgment concerning Israel. That D word again. Chapter 33, 21. That's a pretty good blessing. Okay. That's better than what dude got. Dan got. God, Dan, he ain't get no blessing. You know what I'm saying? Like, the snake, I don't know. Gadites, who supported David in his conquest in Jerusalem, were described as brave warriors, ready for battle and able to handle the shield and the spear. Well, if they mean good fortune, man, I'm gonna have to bring the look, man. If I was Joshua, because Joshua was a warrior after Moses, I would be like, hey, I can't say his name, Jacob's his son and Jacob's his son, y'all tribe come over here because y'all be ready for anything. But that's First Chronicles chapter 12, verse 8, verse 8. Okay, we got 4 more to go. That's what I mean, happy. I ain't gonna bring him to war. He's too happy. No, I ain't gonna bring him to war. You straight. You would be a nice shit me up, but that's about it. Happy, meaning happy, symbol tree or food. Oh yeah, you gotta be hungry. Song called ox or black / black ricotta. The 8th son of Jacob, born to the little handmaiden, Zilpah. Location: northern coastal region along the Mediterranean Sea. Jacob's blessing: Asher's food will be rich. He will provide delicacy fit for a king. This Genesis chapter 49, verse 20. See, Asher Asher's food will be rich. He will provide delicacy rich for a king. Yeah, kind of figured. And you're happy. He happy doing that. Moses' blessing. We ain't had no choice. They blessed him with this crap. Let Asher be favored by his brothers, and let him bathe his feet in oil. Hey, chapter D 33 through verse 24. Notable Asher was not included in King David's list of shelf rulers, possibly indicating that by the time of David, the tribe had lost its significance. First Chronicle, chapter 27, 16, verse 16 to 22. The prophetess Anna. We have female. Now we manage it. Now we got female prophecies. Prophets. Her name is Anna, who recognized the infant Jesus as the Messiah, and was the tribe of Asher. So she made a pivotal role. She did a pivotal role. Here come these two. I can't say these two either. Luke, chapter 2, verse 36 to 38. Isaac, probably named him out Jacob probably named him out his daddy. There is a reward. The symbol is donkey, or sun and moon. The color is yellow is green. He's the 9th son of Jacob, born to Leah. She said he having babies with this dude. Okay. Location: fertile Jarrell Valley. And Jacob's blessing, I'm gonna call him Isaac. Isaac Jr. Fuck it. Isaac Jr. was a sturdy donkey. When he sees how good the countryside is and how pleasant the land, he will bend his shoulder to the load and submit himself to hard labor. Yeah, donkeys. Yeah, they was viable. They viable. They even viable now. You don't have shit else. They viable. They real viable. Genesis 49, 14 through 15. That's the NLT Bible. Then why you even take the Bible for the rest of the stuff? Oh, you slacking, book. Moses' blessing. Mission along with his other brother, as tribes who will feast on the abundance of seeds and on the treasure hidden in the sand. That's at D Word chapter 33, verse 18 and 19. Deborah commanded the tribes of Isaac Jr. for standing with the Israelites in battle. Judges chapter 5, verse 15. During the time of David, the tribe was known for its wisdom. Men who understood the times and knew what Israel should do. It's First Corinthians. Oh, they was very wise too. They was not only hard workers, they was wise. First Corinthians chapter 2, verse 32. And this is, I'm going to call him Zeb. That's the one who was with Isaac. Isaac Jr. I'm going to call him Zeb. Because that, I don't know that. Dwelling. Oh, they sorry. Dwelling. Ship. Stone and cutters. Emerald, possibly green. the 10th son of Jacob, born of Leah. She been making babies. She's been out here making babies for this man to get his love. The small portion of southern location, small portion of southern Galilee, Jacob's blessing. Zeb will live by the seashore and become a haven for ships. This Genesis chapter 49, verse 13. Moses' blessing. Zeb and Isaac Jr. will feast on the abundance of the sea and on the treasures hidden in the sand. That's that D word, chapter 13, 18 to 8, verses 18 to 19. Notable, Zebah commanded the tribe for risking their lives. Okay. That's Judges chapter 5, 18. They supported David with an undivided loyalty. 1 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 33. When Hezekiah called for spiritual renewal, people from Asher, Manasseh, and Zeb humbled themselves and traveled to Jerusalem. Second Corinthians chapter 30, verse 10. Jesus began his ministry in Galilee, the land of Zab and Nat, fulfilling Isaiah's prophecy. That's Matthew chapter 4, verse 13 to 22. Isaiah chapter 9, 1 through 2. Now we're going to get to some stuff I could read. Because I told you I don't got no heart in the 8th grade education because it seemed like that right now. Oh no, I can't read some of this. Y'all been bearing with me for 30 minutes now. Just bear with me now. Joseph, he will increase, which is true. They sold him to slavery. He got fucked over. And he kept. Joseph was an opportunist. He was making a come up every time. He was getting fucked over. Every chance he get, he's like the Potiphar wife trying to have sex with him, and he rejected, and King didn't want to be weak, so he had to throw him in prison because he didn't want to kill him, and he get to prison, and he did the things for them people, and then one died and one got out because his dreams was true. Then he got out, then he forgot him for 2 years, so he been in prison. But he became an officer somewhere, and then he always came up. Then he got forgot the worst of the worst. He got sold by his brothers. I said, man, this dude can't catch a break, like man. But at the end, he became decent. But that well, I said, when life get hard, I always read Joseph. I read Joseph and Job. It's two things I read. When life get hard, I read Joseph and Job because they couldn't catch a break. Every time they turn around, God, Lord, here we go again with this mess. But if I think I can catch a break, I read them and I say, okay, I can humble myself. If they went through that, I could go through this little mess. Manasseh, one who, let me start over. Joseph, he will increase. Manasseh, man who forgets. Man who Joseph forget all his hardship. That's Genesis chapter 41, verse 51. Ephraim, double fruitness. God made Joseph fruitful in the land of his suffering. This Genesis chapter 41, verse 52. Symbol, a leaf of grain or a grapevine. Stone, color, Messiah, agate, yellowish brown. Or orangish brown. Whatever how you see it. The 11th son of Jacob, born to Rachel. Joseph's sons were Messiah and Ephraim. They keep saying his sons, that's what's his sons, but at the end of the day, if you read the Bible, that Jacob, we're gonna get to it. We don't cover the Bible together. I'm making videos about the Bible. My first one's about God created the heavens and the earth, and Adam and Eve. Kind of gloss over Cain and Abel, roughly in Seth. I gloss over that because we all know Cain killed Abel. That Seth was born and he created this nation we're in today. We are the lineage really from Seth. But Yeah, but that's it. Location. The descendants of Joseph's two sons became recognized as two tribes and were given territory when they entered the promised land. His first son, the two large. Oh yeah, that's what I was saying. Isaac gave the blessing to his second son, Joseph's second son, and Joseph got mad because he wanted to give it to his first son, the M word. He wanted to get to his first son, but Jacob, like Israel told him, "Trust me, forgive it to the second son." And I got to read it. When I read it, I'm finna, do a video with it too. When I read it, then I'm finna do a video. Then we gonna learn together about what his second son did, because Jacob did give his blessings to the second son, not the first. He gave some blessing to the first son, but he gave the blessing to the second son. So two large portions. Maybe it's probably. I'm sorry to cut it off, but maybe it was two. Maybe it's like figuratively speaking, because Esau was first and Jacob was second, and then he stole Esau's birthright and his blessing. So it's probably a figuratively speaking, when he saw Jacob and he had two sons, he gave it to the second son. You know what I'm saying? But we're gonna cover that when we get to that video. Jacob's first son, two large portions of the east and west lands of the Jordan River, the eastern section, Gilead Heights, and part of Syria today, was outside the promised land. Those in the eastern section are referred to in the Bible as the half tribe of the first son. Now the second son, small portion of the land, part of the West Bank today, include Babel, where Abraham built the altar. This is Genesis chapter 12. I said first 12. Chapter 12 and verse 8, and where God confirmed the Abrahamic covenant of Jacob. This is Genesis chapter 12. Jacob's blessing. Joseph is a fruitful vine. Genesis chapter 49, verse 12. Jacob blessed Joseph's son, saying the second son will be greater than the first son. The first son. Genesis chapter 48. Moses' blessing. My Lord, may the Lord bless Joseph's land with the best gifts of the earth and the fruitfulness. That D word, because I'm not gonna say that no more. Chapter 33, verses 13 to 17. Notable. Though Joseph sold into slavery by his jealous brothers, God raised Joseph to a place of prominence in Egypt. Joseph stored up grain for a coming famine. When his brothers traveled to Egypt to purchase grain during the famine, Joseph was recounseled to them. He said, "You intended to harm me, but God intended it for good to accomplish what is now being done, the saving of many lives." Genesis chapter 50, verse 20. Jobam, who led the section of northern tribes, Joshua, Deborah, Samuel, were from the tribe of Ephraim. Judges chapter 4, 1 Samuel chapter 1, 1 Kings chapter 12, 1 Corinthians chapter 7. Okay, now we're going to the last one. Thank God. Benjamin, the son of the right hand. Wolf. Oh, he wolf. Armentius, purple. The 12th son of Jacob, born to Rachel. Rachel named him Ben-Oni, the son of Masawel, as he was dying in childbirth. But Jacob renamed him Benjamin, the son of my right hand, which indicates his favorite son. Genesis chapter 35, verse 18. Located a small parcel of land just north of Jerusalem, a strategic position in ancient Israel. Jacob's blessing. Benjamin is a ravenous wolf. In the morning he devours the prey. In the evening he divides the plunder. Dang, Benjamin must have been a killer. Genesis chapter 49, verse 27. Moses' blessing. Let the beloved of the Lord rest secure in him, for he shields him all day long. Chapter that D word, 33, verse 12. In Egypt, Joseph tested his brothers by saying that he would keep Benjamin as a slave. When Judah pleaded with Joseph not to deprive his sons, his father of Benjamin, Joseph was moved to reveal his true identity and be reconciled with his brothers. This is Genesis chapter 44 and 45. In the era of Judges, the civil war nearly obliterated the tribe of Benjamin. Dang. Civil war, I mean, they was fighting with each other. And they almost got wiped out. Judges 20. King Saul is from the land of Benjamin. King Saul. Man, that's messed up. But he was actually a good king until he just turned his back on God. 1 Samuel chapter 9, verses 1 through 12. After Saul's death, the trial fought against David for the control of the kingdom, but eventually sided with David. 2 Samuel chapter 2, Jeremiah, Micaiah, and the Apostle Paul. Yeah, he was a wolf. Because the Apostle Paul was Saul. He was killing Christians, then he got blinded, then he became Savior of Christians. Savior of Christians, he became a Christian himself. Was from the tribe of Benjamin. This is Jeremiah, first chapter, first verse. The EST chapter, second, for chapter second, verses 5 and 6, and the field chapter, chapter 3, verse 5. So that's it. So I mean, if you made it through the thing, like and describe, because I tried my best to read them names. I tried my best. I know y'all probably laughing at me. This boy can't read. I'm losing interest. I understand that, man, because if I watch this video and look at it, because I'm trying to learn these 12 tribes of Israel, the 12 sons of Jacob, they don't really say nothing about what happened to his daughter. Yeah, Jacob got a daughter, but we don't never say nothing about his daughter. But it's like, man, some of them names I be looking at, it's so bad that God, G-A-D, I can't even say that right. I said, man, I gotta learn how to read more. Man, I gotta go back to school. Y'all gotta teach me how to read. I might go. My son started kindergarten. I might be in kindergarten with him, learning how to read. Man, I'm 32 years old. I can't even read. That's sad. But but I learned a lot. You know what I'm saying? That definitely what people, the lineage of the Jews and what they came from. Because I did not know King Saul came from Benjamin. I did not know that. And John the Baptist thing came from Judah. He came from the other one. I just simply forgot that fast. But I got a book. I reread it. But I know John the Baptist and Jesus came from the same tribe, even though they cousins. I didn't know that, probably because the daddy probably was from a different lineage. You know what I'm saying? Because Jesus was born from God, so they had to trace it back from his mama. His mama probably from King David. King David is from Judah. You know what I'm saying? So, love you guys.